Hello and welcome to RythmWorks. RythmWorks allows you to find your rhythm and to get things done, whether it's work related or your personal life. Now, this is just going to be a short tutorial to show you what the app can do. And I am starting out the same way any new user would, except I've already created an account. But you would come here and create an account. And it says here, free to create an account, no credit card required, 30-day trial period. So you can have an optional username. I don't use that at the moment. I may in the future. It's not, but it's optional. And then enter an email address and a password. And you'll need to have your email address authenticated. So it's going to tell you to check your email. You'll click on a link, and then you'll be able to log in. Okay, once you log in, as I have here, I'm using one of my accounts that doesn't have any activity because this is what any new user would see. Over here on the left, we have basically the menu. So today's rhythm, I'll explain what that is in a minute. Your inbox, which is all your tasks without any projects. Then you can enter tasks, you can enter reminders, you can enter to-dos, and you can enter notes, billings, and you will not see an analytics option. That's only for those who are admin. That allows us to see some analytics on who's visiting the site and so on. So you won't see this. And then projects are down here. So you can enter a new project here. I'm going to start with creating a task. And you'll notice here that you've got urgent tasks, high tasks, medium, and low. And you can choose to put those in whatever bucket that you want to. I'm going to create a new task. And you'll create a title, so I'll say task number 1. And then you can enter some rich text down here, much like you could in a word processor, where you can do highlighting, underscore, italics, bold, various colors, and so on. And this is text for a task. And then you can set a priority. I'm going to say this is urgent. And I'm going to say it's in progress. And you can assign a task to a project, but we haven't created any projects yet. And then when it's due, and I'm just going to say June 10th, 2026, and you can also enter a time value here, or you can click on voice and enter the information via voice, whichever you prefer. I'm going to say quick create task, and now we've got one task. And you can see the task is in the urgent swim lane or the urgent bucket. You can search for various tasks. You can archive a task, or you can just set it to be complete. Now notice what happens when I set this task to complete. RythmWorks will kind of congratulate you. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. Where'd my mouse go? Where is my mouse? There's my mouse. Okay, it'll congratulate you, throw some confetti around because you completed a task, and that's a big deal. And so up here, it'll show as one task done today, one this week, one this month, one this quarter, and one this year. So that's kind of a scorecard, or it tracks your momentum and how well you're getting tasks done. Now, you can choose to unfinish this by clicking that off again, or I can go back and complete it again, and it'll congratulate you again. And you can have as many tasks as you want to. You just come up here and choose either voice or new task. And then you can choose to, you have the option of, if you have a number of tasks, you can move them up and down in this lane. Or you have the option of moving a task to the top or to the bottom, or you can delete it. Okay. Then we have reminders. And by the way, I'm using this every day. I use this to track my life and to track my work. This has become invaluable to me. And then you can create a new reminder. So the remind me to take car for service. And then you can enter some notes, which are optional. You can assign a reminder to a task or to a project. And you can say, I want to be reminded on June, well, you can pick a date and a time, or you can choose to repeat. And you can say, I want to be reminded every N minutes, hourly, daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, or some custom. And you can describe it. So you can just use natural language. You can say, remind me every other day at 1 p.m. or every 3 months at the end of the month at noon. You can get very, very sophisticated with how these reminders work. And then you can say, you can choose how many times you want to be reminded. So you could say every other day at 1 p.m., blah, 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 and then say, I just want to be reminded 6 times, and it will remind you 6 times. Okay, and then you can choose to be notified within the app or via email. It'll use the email that you use to log in or to create your account. Or you can choose SMS, a text message, which is coming soon. It's not quite ready yet. All right, and so I will just say, let's just say tomorrow at, let's say 7, let's do 7, let's see, 7 a.m. Okay, so 7 a.m. And then create reminder. And now you've got a reminder for take car for service. And this shows you when it's going to remind you. It's going to remind you on June 7th, 2026 at 7 a.m. You can turn this reminder, you can toggle it off if you want to, or you can edit it, or you can delete it. So reminders in RythmWorks are very powerful because you have almost an unlimited number of ways that you can be reminded for something. Okay, and then we also have to-dos, and lost my, there we go. There are to-dos. Let's click on that. And I love, for example, creating various to-do checklists. When I have a task or something that involves a lot of different steps, I like to list those steps, or if I'm planning on going on vacation or something, and I need to get 27 different things done, I love creating to-dos because it's a good feeling to get to check off each item in a to-do. So I've just created a sample Florida trip. I just clicked on new list and created Florida trip. And then I have 3 items that you can move up and down within all of your to-dos, or you can edit them, or you can delete them, or you can just say, that's done, and that's done, and that's done, or there we go. Or you can uncheck these and so on. Okay, so a nice little simple to-do list. And again, I think a lot of people like checklists because they like the accomplishment or seeing things getting done. And then we have notes. Now at the moment, here I'm going to click on new note. And now this is not going to rival anything like OneNote or Evernote or something like that, but I wanted the ability to create simple notes. And it's amazing how some of these programs, they get so complex, you're not even able to create a simple note. So you can create a note, you can title it, and then you can create rich text format here, or what you might create in a word processor. So you can say, this is a note, and I could make this red, and I can make it bold and italics and underline and strike through. So you have a number of options here. You can create bullet lists, you can center them. I can center this within the box, and so on. And then you can link this to a project or a task or a to-do list or a reminder. Okay, so that's very powerful to be able to create a note and then to be able to link it to something. And I'll click on save. And now you can see here that we've got one note, but it doesn't have any title here. And then we've got something called billing. So if and when you are ready to start using this on a subscription basis, you can come here to billing, or up here you can say choose a plan. You can see I've got 25 days left in my free trial for this account that I created. And so I can just come to billing, and you've got one of 2 choices. You can pay $4.50 a month, which is really kind of peanuts, or $40 a year, your choice if you want to use this on an ongoing basis. And then finally, we've got this concept called projects. Now, projects are a big deal, especially if you're working and you are typically involved in a number of projects, which I often am. So I'm going to say project 1, and you can choose some sort of color. I'm going to choose green, and you can see then it appears over here as green. Not a big deal, but you can color code your projects. And then I'm going to click on projects, and there are a number of tasks that you can create for your project, because in reality, A project is nothing more than a whole slew of tasks, right? And then you can see we got the same scorecard up here, one done, one this week, and this is for all of your tasks overall. Now, I might change this so that this only reflects tasks that are done within this project. I haven't decided yet. I'll wait and get some feedback on what users want to see here. But you can create any number of tasks that then are assigned to this project. Now, one thing I think I forgot to mention is if I click on new tasks, I'm going to say task number 2, and I'm going to create the task, and then I'm going to come back here and edit it. Now you can see here, I don't think I covered this, but each task has a number of subtasks optionally, which are very important because it's quite often, I run into this quite a bit, when I'm working on a project and I got to get a task done. Oftentimes, in order for me to get a task done, I need to contact person A and get something worked out, person B, something worked out, person C, something worked out. Well, those will all be entered as subtasks within the task. Then you can set reminders, you can create to-dos that are associated with the task, you can create task notes that are associated with the task, and you can also assign images. You can load an image and have the image associated with your task, and you also have the ability to associate images with other objects as well. Okay, so tasks are very simple to use, quite powerful. I'm using it to manage my day-to-day work, and I have been for quite some time. And actually, this app has become now invaluable to me in tracking my daily work. And then finally, we have something called Today's Rhythm. And what this is I'm going to click Today's Rhythm. Now, it's not really going to do much good right now because I don't have too much going on. I don't have too many projects. I don't have too many tasks, too many reminders. But if you have a lot of stuff going on, you can say generate plan, which I'll do. It's not going to create anything very earth-shattering, but it's going to use AI to generate a plan for your day. So 9 to 9:30, there's some buffer time. 9:30 to 11, work on task number 2. 11 to 11:30, take a short break to recharge. 11:30 to 1800, which is 5 p.m., buffer time, okay? Which, of course, there's a lot of buffer time because I don't have a lot of stuff going on right now. But if you had 18 different tasks and 10 different reminders and maybe some to-dos, well then this daily Today's Rhythm becomes very, very important to have it try to guide you on how you might want to organize your day in the morning. And if you don't like this plan, you can say replan and have it try again and see if that works out better for you. All right, in a quick nutshell, that is RythmWorks. I hope you like it. As I said, I'm using it now to manage my day, every day, my work day, my personal life. Oh, and one other thing, you can change the theme down here. So you can choose, if you click this here, you can go into dark mode. A lot of people like working in dark mode. Or if you don't, you can switch that back and go back into light mode, okay, or normal mode. And if you need to reach out to us, just click on Contact Us, and we'll answer your questions as quickly as we can. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this, and thank you for your time.